שרפה גדולה ביישוב בית מאיר. בתים עוד נשרפים. האש עטפה אותנו ממזרח וממערב. הרוחות פה חזקות במיוחד. כרגע אנחנו ללא שליטה.
Wow, this is nice.
So uninhibited. So much texture. We used to, remember, take out the originals and do this. We used to go through each one. Oh, the back one was nice here. This one was, we showed this in the museum in Hekel Shlomo, this particular one.
You know, I had some of these in the house for a while. I don't know why I took them out. You thought they were going to get ruined.
Wow, look at that. It sort of looks like the stuff I'm doing now, those kind of colors, those dark coal, ash. Makes me want to do it again. It started as just a need to express something, a need to share a feeling, whatever that was, I didn't know. I started painting on black. I don't know if that's because night or just because it's more contrast. The lighter colors are much more powerful against the black. It's the light of new truth in a certain way, or a more powerful truth. It's the light of the fire. I saw the studio go up in flames. I just turned to my wife, I said, "That's the studio, it's gone." She said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Yeah, see, look at that, that's the studio over there."
After the fire, there was no studio, there was nothing. I guess it was all after a couple of months where he was able to build the first studio and start working again. This is like the New Jerusalem.
I see layers of Jerusalem, very deep down. Like it's not just a new present or future. It's like all the present and future, as well as a lot of past layers going down, lower and lower depths over the years, over the centuries, over the millennia. And it's not only going down, but it's also rising up. There's also a feeling of, they look like books to me, like svarim.
I mean, now when I think about it, it was a tremendous loss. There's one painting that really stands out in my mind that I feel sad that that no longer exists. It was a painting of Queen Esther. It started off as a horizontal painting of an eagle flying through the air. He started splashing on it, and there was a woman's face that appeared. And then behind her, there was a man. He calls it like the gift of imagination. It was a very inspired piece, and there were many pieces like that.
It wasn't only the paintings, it was like the whole atmosphere of the studio. I mean, this new studio is beautiful and in a way nicer than the previous one, but there was something about the old studio that was like the life that he built in there. Like the first time that I went into the studio, then it was like, wow, this is unbelievable, just because like, you know, it's amazing that he has such passion to continue. But then, you know, the second or third time that I came into the studio and you see like what he's doing and it's so exciting, you realize how much isn't there, like how much is gone.
What I really like about it is that it captures a new light that's never been in your paintings before. Pray every day for Or Chadash Al Tzion Ta'ir, that we pray for new light to shine on Jerusalem.
Or Chadash Al Tzion Ta'ir v'nizkeh kulanu.
V'nizkeh kulanu b'mher l'oro. That we should be worthy for this new light.
Soon.
Soon.
I grew up in New Jersey, got my culture in New York City or in nature. I spent a lot of time in nature, hiking and, you know, I wouldn't call it meditating, but communing with nature and developing my inner world. And after art school, I started traveling for over a year and a half. As I went my way towards the east, I came through most of normal Europe. I went to some Eastern European countries as well, down into Greece, getting into the Middle East sort of thing. I came to Israel thinking that I was going to stop here for, you know, a few months just to chill out in a kibbutz, and then go to the, you know, to the east, to India, to the Far East, to China and Japan. And when I came here, I just fell in love with the place just immediately. I just felt very at home for the first time in my life. I don't know what I mean either. How to explain a soulful experience? But what I felt was a heart and mind fusing together. I just felt settled in myself and that I wasn't an outsider.
You know, know, before I met Yoram, I spent a year in India doing yoga and meditation. And so I was very drawn to the art and also to the spiritual quality in his art. I think it was just, it was a part of my search of finding something that would feed my soul and something more spiritual. For Yoram, a way of getting connected to God is through painting. So I was very drawn to that. I can like see your fingers in the paint. And then yet on the upper canvas, it looks like you were painting with a brush, like brush strokes.
Well, there's both, actually.
My mother is, compared to my father, she's more fragile. She's a lot more sensitive and takes things like more to her heart. It was hard being around her and having to see her deal with the consequences of the fire.
Right after the fire, we went out to a bar. And we were talking about that my mother's going like through a really hard time, and I mentioned to him, like, you need to be there for her. Like, this is like my mom's project of life as well. It's 40 years of her creation as well. Like, she was totally part of, and is still part of this whole thing. And he was like, he heard it, but he couldn't really take it at that moment as like seriously as I thought he should.
I think that I was more feeling about, these are, you know, you painted these paintings and that you lost so much. Besides your art, like record collection and books and like your whole artistic 40 years was like gone. That I did feel compassion for you, but I don't know if he really did feel that I don't think he did.
I was there for you.
In that way, yeah.
I mean, when people, you know, came up to me and were very broken about it, like I was like shocked somehow that people would feel that. And so I guess, you know, maybe why wouldn't my wife feel that also? But I just sort of just saw her as sort of an extension of, you know, okay, well, so let's just pick up the pieces and move on. Yeah, I was really quite surprised because it was just marks, freely done marks. I don't know, it's just sort of just dancing around, you know, just for the fun of it. And then moving my hands in just to open it up more. And when I step back, it's like, there's wings there, there's feathers there. It's all of a sudden like, that is so bird-like. And I remembered the whole idea of the phoenix, and I thought, that's what that is.
You let go of your conscious mind, your thinking mind, and you sort of allow yourself to be guided by...
That's the only way for me to paint now. I would never have thought of doing something. I wouldn't be so preposterous to even think of such a thing. That I'm gonna paint the phoenix rising out of the ashes. That came on its own. These are all very esoteric workings for me, and very mysterious, and still is mysterious for me, maybe more and more.
Like at the beginning when I spoke to him, I thought it was like some kind of psychological way of dealing with things which doesn't really like understand and comprehend what really happened, and this like continues to go without really giving it any time or thought. I thought eventually it's going to hit him and he's gonna understand what happened, and he's definitely gonna be depressed and definitely like gonna go through a time where he has to deal with it. It's been like almost a year. That stage never really happened.
It's definitely a different way of dealing with things, and I know that that's my way for my father to deal with it. And I don't think he was faking it. I don't think he was like trying to be optimistic in order not to feel the pain. Like, he didn't feel the pain. Like, it didn't, you know, not that he didn't feel the pain, I don't know. I mean, he didn't have that need to mourn.
I don't even want to try to find out if I would feel that. Why would I want to do that? Do I really want to think about how I really feel about losing that painting? You know, it's like, yeah, it's sad. I could say it's sad. I could say, yeah, it would hurt, but why would I want to do that? It's not, why? Why would I want to invest my emotion and my time and energy into something that's not, in a certain sense, real? I don't understand it. I really don't. Just like you don't understand me, I don't understand the normal world. I don't get it. You know, by now people should realize that everything is fleeting. And, you know, I overcame my childhood, I overcame my upbringing, I overcame where I grew up. For me, these were very negative experiences. But I can wallow in it and feel sorry for myself, or I can say, you know what, I'm gonna make something of myself. I'm gonna find a world where I can operate happily, successfully, on my terms. I don't have to buy the world's terms how to live, and I didn't.
When we met with the book publisher a couple weeks ago, he told us that because we didn't have high-quality photographs of many of the paintings that had burnt, it would affect the quality of the book. And Yoram was sitting beside me, and it was like, I could feel it was like, it was hard for him. Like, it was really hard for him. You know, we dreamed of having the most amazing book. And yeah, we felt the loss. We felt the pain.
You know, I came here with nothing. I came with a backpack and $500 in my pocket. And slowly I, went from strength to strength and had the ups and downs and difficulties. But, you see what I have here. I lost part of what I have, but Bezrat Hashem, I did it once and hopefully I do it better now. Acceptance. I think it's a lot of acceptance, and what can I say? I refuse to be discouraged.
Well, I think it just strengthened something I already knew, that things can go. Things don't necessarily. I mean, our existence is 1 second you're here and 1 second you're not here. Everything is just like hanging on nothing, basically. So the fire was a big reminder there's 30 years of work just up in flames in seconds.
Well, I think everyone in the family, myself included, feels a greater preciousness of life. I would say I feel closer to my family now after the fire, for sure. Definitely. I mean, we all, in our own way, went through something on our own, each person, but as a family, this was a family experience.
Knew there were going to be that Shabbat in Jerusalem by friends, and first thing I did was I gave my father a huge hug. And he was like, "What's going on? Are you okay? What's happening?" I said, "You're alive."
Hug was a very strong, tight, loving, hurting, rectifying hug. So I was very surprised by that he was so moved by the whole thing. That was very, very poignant to me that he was so moved.
The new series after the fire was it started off with burning trees and
Right.
landscapes that were on fire.
And Jerusalem and the Phoenix.
And now it's like people coming out of the blackboard that's almost totally covered with golden paint. And even a kala is
Well, it's a new beginning,
a
right?
new beginning.
New family.
Well, I think it really brought Suri and Abba together the most. And it was interesting to see how you really woke up to be as much as you can available, and it kind of reminded you of how important family is. That's the way I see it.
I think also the fact that Suri became so much more involved in the family, it kind of inspired all of us to become closer and like to appreciate more of the like you becoming so like
Part and so
so
involved
made
and, like,
everyone
contributing.
Yeah.
Wanting to help and
and being around.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. It's a shame that sometimes you need to go through like such disasters to wake up. But I guess it's inevitable and بلتي نمنا? Inevitable.
Well, it's a good thing then.
Baruch Hashem. And there she is, the dance of life, this burnt piece of twisted wood, celebrating victorious, and one dancer on another dancer, painted with gold to just enrich it. I feel like I have a new way of looking at things. And I also feel that I have the license now to look at things differently and not be afraid of the new things that I see. 2 years ago, would I find a piece of wood and mount it and say, this is a great work of art? I don't know. But now I see it and I just realize that's a special piece and I want to make art out of it and I believe in it. And the response is just phenomenal to that one particular little piece of found object.
When Yoram started painting the weekly Torah portion, I actually started writing a short commentary. It was for Chabad, and then for the Jerusalem Post. And I always wanted to turn it into a book. And because of the fire, really because of the fire, and how events turned out, and people that I met because of the fire, I was actually able to finish the book this year, and it's being published now. So this book that I've written and been wanting to write for 10 years, I've written and I've actually finished since the fire. So I guess you could say that the fire kind of I don't know, inspired me, but it gave me more of a motivation to finish something and actually do it. So it's pretty interesting.
Very inspiring, this piece. Very positive. And goes on to, like, you know, not only just triumph, but to continuing its
Well, it does have a
journey.
feeling of triumph, of victory.
Yeah, that keeps continuing.
Yeah.
There was a large bush there that burnt not only above the ground, but down into the ground. But apparently there's a seed dropped by a bird of a rimon, a little pomegranate, and that's sprouting out of that. I think that the fire also gave a certain nourishment, certain minerals, and helps things grow better. I've seen that with certain plants here. Which maybe is also a lesson to learn, you know, through adversity and hardship. It can be not only overcome something, but come back even stronger and more powerful.
Amen.